Hey there YouTube, this is my new CCTV setup. These are IP cameras. I've currently got two set up. I've got another one in the shed that needs to be set up. They are Bosch Autodome G4s, quite an old camera. Well, they're not old, but in the scheme of things, we've got the new 1080p cameras now, which look amazing, but also the price looks amazing. It's very expensive. So these record in D1 resolution, which isn't bad compared to 480 lines and stuff like that. It's not a bad resolution. I'm using open source software, which is iSpy. It's free to download if you want to go check it out. Just get it from the official website, because there are a couple of third-party websites that will put a whole lot of crapware on your computer. It's a really good piece of software. I've tried a couple with open source software. I tried Genius NVR, but I didn't have a good experience with that. It crashed a lot. Might just be the configuration of my computer. But this one's really good. And so both these cameras are PTZ. I'll give a demonstration of that now. I don't know how to set patrols on the software. I don't know if that functionality exists, but you can do it internally inside the web software that's in the web server of this camera. But that triggers the motion detect because it has an allowance for PTZ. It does a reset thing, so it doesn't automatically record nothing. But if anyone knows if it has that built in, that would be good. This one's also PTZ. And I'm having a couple of problems with this software here. I'll show them to you now. If I go into edit these cameras, you go into the PTZ tab, you'll see track objects. Now, when I saw that button, I was quite happy because I've always wanted to track objects. But as soon as you tick that and it starts to track, the PTZ camera just shoots off. I'll demonstrate. Now, so what happens is, they'll be in frame here. Use the cursor as like the example of a person. As soon as they walk out of frame, it just shoots off. Something like that. It just goes in the middle of nowhere and it doesn't track properly. If anyone knows how to fix that, that'd be good. And also, if I was to go onto the web software that's local to these cameras, the bitrate transfer is really good. It's almost instantaneous. But on here, if you see the clothesline here, it's a little bit chunky. If I control these, you see it's pretty instant. It doesn't take too long to transfer, but if I could get it faster, that'd be good. Alright, I'll take you outside now and I'll show you the cameras themselves. So I've got one more camera, as I said, that I'm going to be putting up. It's another Bosch Autodome, but at the moment it's just in storage. I haven't had time to set it up. I'll give you a view of what these cameras look like while they're on the ground. Okay, so here it is here. Now, this is the first time I've owned a Bosch branded camera. I've had Pelco PTZ cameras in the past, Spectra Freeze, and mounting's not as good as this. What happens is you just clip that onto the mounting arm, and it's got quick screws to put it in. The arm comes off, so it makes mounting pretty easy. So these are the Bosch G4s. I think they're all the way up to the 700 series now, so it's quite an old one, but as I said, I didn't have all the money. Alright, I'll show you the actual cameras themselves now. Okay, so there they are. They're mounted relatively high, so it gets good coverage of the backyard. I'll take you up and have a look at the control box up there. Alright, so in this box here is a wireless router. It's a WAN router. It's got a nice aerial on it. It transfers quite well. And here is the router itself. It's a DSC router, which is a New Zealand Australian company. And there's the ports in the back, and then it gets transferred to the LAN network. What I want to know is a few things. Can you bridge routers together to make one signal, so I could have another wireless router somewhere, say on that shed there, with another router that bridges together so I can connect to two networks at once, essentially. So I can make this whole system wireless, because I hate running cables. All I have to run for this is a power cable, which wasn't too tricky. Just runs along the fence line and it's buried in the ground. All done properly with conduit. Study electrical engineering, so I know what I'm doing. And this is a siren. At the moment it doesn't support vocal, it's just a straight alarm. It's bloody loud when it goes off. But what I want to do is get vocals through here, so you can give people, say there's a church there and people used to throw lemons over the fence and they'd chuck them on our roofs. Yeah, it wasn't harming anything, but it's quite annoying when you hear a massive thud in the middle of the night. So being able to give vocal warnings on here, just, you know, stop what you're doing essentially, or the authorities will be called or something like that. But the problem is, these do not natively support audio transfer, so I will need to get audio to this box, preferably over a network, a LAN network. I've had an idea. I saw a video a while back of a wireless radio using an old router and just reconfiguring the software and sticking a USB sound card in the back, and that was one way to do it. But if anyone's got any more ideas on how I could wirelessly transfer audio, even if it wasn't over LAN, even if it was just a wireless audio transmitter, but I prefer to be able to, you know, talk over a network, because I'm going to eventually port forward these. I might stick the links up just for viewing. I wouldn't stick PTZ links up, because having multiple people connected to one server is, yeah, it's pretty tricky. But I got the concept for 2 cameras on one pole from a place called Pack and Save. I don't know if you have that over in America, but it's essentially just a supermarket, and they had this outside their fueling station. They have a prepaid fuel, and if they're PTZ cameras, it makes sense. Like, a lot of people would say, well, why do you need 2 cameras on one pole? But being able to film multiple locations, because, you know, when it's on a patrol, it's not going to cover everything, so just having 2 is all the more chance of catching something. I originally had the camera mounted on that shed over there, up on the guttering. You'll see a little wooden block there, but it was breaching my auntie's and uncle's house. It went right up into their house, so, you know, just because I don't really like breaching people's privacy, it's more or less just a fact of catching my own property. So just for peace of mind, I mounted it on this, well, it's sister's tree hut, and that way it got a bit of height on it, and it doesn't breach much property. There's one neighbour that it catches, but hopefully they're alright with it. I might talk to them and just tell them what it's for. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I covered pretty much everything. Subscribe if you want more videos. I'll be getting a few more cameras in these later days and making videos. So subscribe if you want more of that content, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.